Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read today. Now, I never really know what the readings are going to be, especially when I'm guided by my spirits and ancestors to do a reading. Oftentimes, it's just sit down and do the reading. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to shuffle, cut the deck, read from the center and at the bottom as overall energies twice to give me an idea of what I've been called here for. But I do want to do my normal little tarot spiel. For those of you who have heard it before or are familiar with it, you can go ahead and click on the chapter markers and go right to the reading. But I do want to do the tarot spiel, which is tarot is a tool for self-reflection. It's meant to help guide you and help you make decisions for your own personal brand of happiness. But ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether or not the messages resonate and whether or not you move in any particular way. Because again, it is a tool for self-reflection. It helps you understand your situation. It's not going to give you the answers. It's not going to tell you to do or to not do something. It's meant to enhance your decision so that you use your own inner moral compass to do what's best for you and work towards your particular brand of happiness. I believe in fate and destiny, but I also believe that those things can only take you so far. It'll present you opportunities, paths, portals, doorways, the chance at happiness, but you have to be the one to reach out and take it, to make the decision to act or not to act. Because you are the grand maestro of your own destiny. You are co-creating your story with the universe. It can present you opportunities, but you have to pick up that responsibility to move forward in whatever way you decide to move forward in. So don't ever give your power up to a tarot reading. I'm only reading the energy as it stands right now. It's liable to change based on decisions that you make or the decisions of others. So, having said all of that, let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So I am going to shuffle, and I apologize, my ring light is so dang bright, and these cards are absolutely glossy. So I'm going to do my best to try to avoid the glare, but let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh, and I meant to say I'm using the Venetian Tarot by Eugene Vinitski. I hope I didn't say that incorrectly. They have a shop on Etsy, and I do believe they have their own website, so just so you know. Okay, so let's see. Oh, well, I feel like there's a lot to be said in this reading, just by the nature of what happened right now. So, okay, let me go ahead and just put this on the table, and let's... Okay, let's do one proper shuffle, and then we'll cut the deck. Okay, so cutting the deck, we have the Four of Cups, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have, let me get these in my hand, the Seven of Wands. So the Four of Cups, if you can see it, hopefully there's not too much glare, is about... For some, depending on what your life entails, the energy that I'm getting is, and if you can see the picture, it's someone reaching down to help a person who's fallen into the canal. But it looks like they're waving away aid. So there's some sort of disinterest that the collective is in. It's whether or not the disinterest is about people trying to help. Maybe someone, I just heard well-meaning people trying to help. That's what I heard. Well-meaning people. So it very well could be there is something that perhaps, take it as it resonates for those in the collective, perhaps there are people out there who are offering unsolicited advice from the goodness of their heart. They're trying to be good, and they're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to be helpful, but I feel like there's a range of it being pushy and nosy all the way to just, in some instances, naive and uninformed. Because only you can know when you're going to make a decision and know when to ask for help. So I feel like in the collective, there is this energy of well-meaning people, and I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I truly mean well-meaning people, whether or not they're a little naive or a little nosy, it's a range, trying to assist you in some way, and perhaps it's not what you would ask for yourself, because you didn't ask for it. It is unsolicited. Now, the other card we have here is the Seven of Wands. I don't know if this is in focus or not. This is someone who is very... Seven of Wands is about someone defending what they care about and not afraid to, I just heard, go it alone. So with these things together, it almost seems like, I'm surprised the Hermit didn't come out, because if it's like not afraid to go it alone and uninterested in how other people, I'm just hearing mahalo for the concern, but I'm doing it my own way. So there's this disinterest in what people are trying to help, whether or not they're like, oh, are you trying to do like a weight loss regimen? Well, I heard about this particular mixed drink that's been advertised all over YouTube and it's super effing annoying. What is it? Manjaro? Gosh, the ad is so obnoxious. I've seen that. I can help you on your weight loss journey. Or maybe it's about love. Somebody's like, well, that didn't work out, but there's plenty of fish in the sea. And it's like, yes, that's true. But you wanted that particular, sea fish or whatever, and you have a strong attachment to it. And having someone just say willy-nilly, oh, other fish in the sea, just go ahead and move on to the next person. It ain't that simple. This person is very, I hear strong-willed and is ready to defend the decisions that they're making. So there's a disinterest in people trying to help in their good-natured way, albeit could be a little nosy or naive. It's a range of reasons, but there is this feeling of, I don't really want this help. Like, I'm disinterested in it. Like, again, thanks. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't need that help. I don't want that help. I didn't ask, but people are coming to you and saying, how about this? How about that? Try this, try that. And then there is this energy of being deeply, I don't want to say defensive, but defending what you've already chosen to do. I just heard, are you serious? That's what you decided to do? Taking that kind of risk, making that kind of decision? What'll your friends think? What will your work think? What will your parents think? What will your child think? Whatever it is, there's a decision. Oh, there's a decision that has been made. People were trying to be helpful about your situation. You made a decision, and now people are like, is that really the best course of action? I mean, you don't even know how this is going to plan out. But again, there is this, I was uninterested in your advice to begin with. And now you're telling me what I should and shouldn't do. And now I'm getting like a bristling effect. Like someone's getting touchy that people are trying to tell them how to live their life, which honestly, I understand that. I wish somebody would try to tell me how to live my life. Anyways, well, let's see what else we have. What's more, sorry, I didn't mean to shake my camera. We'll put those back in. We'll do a proper cut after I do a shuffle. Sorry, these cards are quite big and I have small hands. Okay. All right, we're going to cut. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry about the glare. Wheel of Fortune. And then we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune energy. This is about life, the universe trying to move you forward in a very positive way. Now, to be clear, when the energy of the universe or life or deities or your higher self or whatever you want to call it is trying to move you forward in a positive way, that doesn't mean it's going to be a joy ride or a walk in the park. There are things that need to be dealt with, but the ultimate goal of the Wheel of Fortune is to move you forward in a way that's conducive to a higher version of yourself, a more balanced, a more healed, a more happy, a more abundant version of yourself. And the Two of Swords is a decision that needs to be made. Now, I hear often that when people pull the Two of Swords, they see it as the inability to make some sort of decision. But I don't believe that's what that is about. I feel like this, for me, with the Two of Swords, it feels like this has a lot to do with making a decision of two viable paths. Two paths that can be taken and they both will add to your happiness. They both speak to a truth. Both speak to something that resonates in you. So there is definitely a decision to be made about going one way or the other. And it isn't a matter of what's right or what's wrong or what's good or what's bad. This is a matter of something that resonates with one deep truth within you and another possibility that resonates with another deep truth of yours. So my laptop decided it was going to time out, so I couldn't see if it was recording. So we've got that energy. So let us figure out what are the challenges to this energy? Because what we've discovered through this is that the collective has been dealing with, we'll just say, well-meaning, albeit sometimes naive or nosy people trying to give you advice that you didn't ask for. You understand it's coming from a place of love and care, but you didn't ask. But people I feel like, are bombarding you with advice on what you should do. And then once you've made a decision or are veering towards a very specific decision, we have, I feel like, what is considered pushback. People second guessing how you feel about things. And in your energy, in your heart, in your soul, that it is part of moving yourself forward in a positive way. But there is a decision that needs to be made. The one that you were mulling over in the first part of that pre-shuffle is now the time has come. What is the decision? Both decisions are possible and viable options. One can lead to happiness and abundance, and the other leads to happiness and abundance. How long those journeys are to get to said abundance or happiness, how much work you have to put into it, are there any complications? This is what we're going to find out. So let's get the possible challenges with the situation, the decision that you have to make. What are the possible challenges we have for whatever this decision that you have to make, that people are already balking at what you're considering? Because I do feel like, collective, you're already kind of leaning towards a specific decision, and maybe you've expressed that to those around you, family, friends, coworkers, siblings, and they have something to say. Everybody got something to say. So it feels like you've already kind of are narrowing in on this decision. So what is the challenge with making this decision? Okay, do it. That's a lot of cards. Yes, it says for me to take them. Okay, so we're going to do this one by one. Hopefully I have enough room. Okay. Yes, we should. Okay, so this is the challenge for having to make a decision. First card we have the 9 of Cups. So the first challenge is, sorry about it being out of focus. The first challenge is the 9 of Cups. So for me, what it feels like is there's a certain level of abundance, There's a certain level of abundance that likely will come from making the decision that you're already mulling about in your headspace. I do feel like there is a zeroing in on this energy. Like you know what you're going to pick. You already know what you've chosen. Maybe you haven't verbalized it to a lot of people, but it feels like it's happening. And something about the decision or narrowing this energy or this focus on this particular choice, this particular path, can lead to abundance. Why is it in a challenge position? Are you afraid that perhaps, it's abundance that you want, but you don't feel like you've earned it? You don't feel like you're worth it? Let's continue forward. Next card is we have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, another energy where I'm like, okay, this is the challenge. We have abundance, 9 of Cups, and we have hopes, dreams, and fulfillment. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles, a deeply stable, loving, warm, understanding, solid energy. With these two things together, this seems like the energy is like a happy ever after. This is I just heard a fantasy ideal. Are you worried that this is not something that you can achieve? Like, you want to make the decision, you know what you want to work towards, but you're having a hard time understanding that this is possible. Like, it's really and truly possible for yourself. I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera so much. I feel I heard in my head, there is a deep want. So for those that it resonates with, you may have found yourself in a situation, and I'm gonna go ahead and run with this feeling because it's coming in real strong. You may have been in a situation that you were less than happy in. And from the outside perspective, on paper, it would seem a stable situation, whether it be a job, a relationship, a custody situation. Like, for all intents and purposes, it looked stable and right, quote unquote, happy, content on the surface. I'm also hearing I've put in a lot of time. But if the decision that you're making is going to add to more abundance, but then you're also, this energy, as the challenge energy, is saying happiness, abundance, having fulfillment, stability, warmth, understanding, kindness, almost like a mothering kind of energy. If that's the challenge energy, then the way I'm hearing it is, this is what you want and this is what you don't have currently, or that's how you perceive it. Again, this could be a relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, dream fulfillment, abundance, and the warmth and stability, the kindness, the camaraderie in a workplace. So if on the outside, everything looks all hunky-dory, but in the challenge aspect, it's saying, hey, this is something that either I don't have, or I feel like I don't deserve, or that I haven't worked enough for. So you're making a decision, and this is the challenge. I'm hearing very clearly, this is something you feel you don't have right now. On the outside, on paper, it seems fine when you're looking in through a window. But when you get into the brass tacks, the nitty-gritty, the day-to-day, this is something that you want, but you don't feel is present, and or that you don't feel like you deserve, or you haven't worked enough. That was a lot. Let's continue. Let's keep going. So now we have the Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles, I like to think as like the eternal student, constantly learning, constantly wanting to broaden their horizons, and also wanting to be very earnest about the stability that they bring. It may not be the most solid, but they are a page. They are learning. So the challenge here is, I don't feel like I have this. I don't feel like this is present in my life currently, or that I don't deserve it, or haven't put enough work in. But there is this idealistic energy that, is very complicated. There's an idealistic energy that sits within the collective that is there, that is true, that is earnest about wanting to learn, wanting to create stability, but also as the challenge, it feels like it's not enough. It's almost like as what you want, Nine of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, is stability and fulfillment. But you don't have it. You don't see it in your life. It's not manifested in your life, and you want this, but you don't feel like you deserve it. And then we go to the page where it's like, I am in pursuit of those things, but I don't have it yet. I'm doubting whether or not I can get to it. I don't know if I have the right tools to achieve this one thing. The Hermit. There is fear. There is fear about going inwards to really understand why why you actually do deserve this, why you perceive yourself as a page when you likely have the energy of this queen. Gender doesn't matter here. It is just the energy. I feel like there is a fear of going deep within the self, to pull back those layers. This lantern is showing how we need to shine light on the dark spots, the dark corners of our mind and our soul. And I don't say that as in like dark, as in bad or negative, as in things we hide away that sometimes we even don't admit to ourselves. I've said this in other readings. There are 3 types of lives that people have. They have your public life, your private life, and your secret life. Public life is what you show the world. Private life is what you show your friends and family and loved ones that are very close to you. Your secret life is something that you don't even like to think about yourself, that you hide away. This is where shadow work comes in. And because there's this energy, the challenge in the page, it's like the page is the eternal student. And there's this feeling, I don't have enough. I'm not there yet to get this. But there is also the knowing that in order to get there, in order to feel like you deserve or to work towards or realize you already have what it takes to welcome this into your life, you have to do the deep work. But there's a fear about doing the deep work, of peeling away the layers, standing in front of that mirror and looking at oneself and saying, okay, this is what I see about myself that I do love, that I celebrate. And here are the things that I don't want to talk about, that are deeply troubling to me and make me feel some type of way. I can't ignore this. This is something that needs to be addressed and looked at. Now we have the Ace of Swords. This is truth. After the Hermit, that's exactly what needs to happen. It is standing in front of that mirror and being brave. And when I say being brave, that doesn't mean an absence of fear, because that's not what bravery is. Bravery isn't an absence of fear. It is persevering, continuing forward. Even if you are afraid, you are brave enough to continue forward. The truth, the Ace of Swords as the truth, as a challenge, is again the same energy of the page not feeling enough, the Hermit not being fearful about looking within oneself, and maybe worrying about what you'll actually learn. Now, when people do shadow work and do introspection, whether or not it's on their own or with the help of a mental health professional, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I've said it before in other readings, self-help and self-care is not always easy, but it is always beneficial. So this is the challenge that we have in this, is that there is, from the pre-shuffle, we have this energy of the collective not wanting outside opinions, not wanting to have people involved in their deeply personal decision about what they're doing with their lives. And once you've settled on a direction in which to go, there is some pushback. There's some, is that really what you want to do? Is that really smart? Is that stable? Is that going to make you happy? And people second guessing your own deep personal decision. Wheel of Fortune, you want to move forward. You know that that's what needs to happen. But it's like choosing and really investing in the decision that you make can be scary. Because, again, I'm getting that what looked good on the outside, what looked good from a photo, what looked good from a picture window, what looked good as a general overview was just the surface. When you get down to the nitty-gritty, to the everyday brass tacks, is this fulfilling? Is this happy? Is this fostering a sense of contentment, regardless of whether or not this is, love or employee or career, friends? Is it truly giving what you need? The closer you hone in on that decision, the more real it feels, and then these challenges come up. Because the decision that you're making, what you're focusing on, seems to be leading you to what resonates deeply within your soul. But then there is the feeling in the challenge energy of whether or not you deserve it. Being afraid that you don't have enough, don't have the right tools to move forward. But really what it is there's a fear of really peeling away the layers, the masks that we wear, the stories that we tell ourselves and to our friends, so they don't ask too many deep questions. Because if they ask too many deep questions, then we really have to hold up that mirror to ourselves and be completely honest with ourselves about what's going on in our lives. There is a fear about going that deep, because if we go that deep, there's a fear of what we'll actually find as our truth. And are we ready to understand what that truth is? So let's get some cards from the universe to see what advice that they give. I was only going to pull 3 cards here, but I got 5. So I'm going to try and stick with the 3, but if I get more cards than that, then I get more cards than that. So let's see. Okay, so the first card we get is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups energy is a energy of looking at things retrospectively. The Queen of Cups, gender does not matter. Queen of Cups is an energy of someone who is deeply intuitive. So just on that alone, pardon me with the glare. This is very, very glare-y. I wonder if I can. How about I'll just do it like that. Ooh. I have to figure that out. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, I'll put her over here because the glare is too much. The Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive. And just saying that alone leads me to believe that from the get-go, you knew what decision that you needed to make. From the get-go, before anybody started asking you any questions or giving you any hints about what you should or shouldn't do or give you suggestions, again, be it nosy or naive, you already knew what needed to be done. Not only what needed to be done, you felt what your soul wanted. You trusted your intuition or your inner voice or your gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. And looking retrospectively by looking at what has happened in the past, whatever the subject matter is for you. You could look at the past and say, yeah, no, I learned a lot. And I understand my life lessons. Life is the classroom that provides the lessons, and I understand what I've learned up to this point. And my intuition, my gut feeling, this inner knowing, this hunch that I have is telling me to make this decision. It's also Spirit saying, trust your intuition. Learn to trust your intuition, to look kindly on yourself when you do that retrospective, when you do the hermit energy. Just because we find faults within ourselves, our traumas, our childhood wounds, doesn't mean we're bad. It just means it needs attention and healing and kindness. Let's see what else. Okay, so then we have the 8 of Wands. I don't know where I'm going to put this to make sure there's no glare. Ooh, that is a mad glare. I'll put it over here. 8 of Wands. This is messages coming in. So we have a deeply intuitive card of the Queen of Cups. Looking at life retrospectively, understanding the lessons that they've learned and learning to be kind with themselves and to trust their intuition. Now we have messages. This makes me feel like Spirit has already been sort of trying to tap on the shoulder of the collective to point them in the direction of where they should be walking, where they should be investing their time. And again, with this Queen of Cups energy, that feels like because the Queen of Cups is so deeply intuitive, you already knew from beginning what decision you needed to make. It's the challenge energy that's been delaying that. And it feels like spirit has been trying to get your attention, whether or not you're seeing it through repeating numbers, hearing a song over and over, hearing someone's name randomly throughout the day that, means something to you. Maybe there's some sort of synchronicities that you're noticing. Maybe there's a certain scent that reminds you of a situation. Maybe there's someone who looks like a past employer or a past coworker, a past lover. Maybe you're seeing their face in the crowd. There's something going on that the universe is trying to catch your attention, and I'm hearing to realign you. Like maybe the path you were walking down wasn't 100% resonating with your truth and what you really wanted for yourself. And this moment, this Queen of Cups moment, deeply intuitive, you already knew what you were supposed to be doing, what would make you happy, what resonated with you the most. It isn't, I just heard it's a combination effort. You knew, or you know what would make you happy. You know how to move, what decisions to make, to move towards whatever makes you happy. And the universe has been trying to confirm that for you, is what I am trying to get at. The universe has been trying to confirm it. What you're thinking, the decision that you're making, the same decision that people were balking at the beginning, being like, really, is that what you really want to do? Is that really what you decided? What is your mom, family, sister, brother, cousin, coworker, child? What are they all going to think? You look so happy, but that's just surface level, shit. Like, what is really going on? How you feel and the decision that you've been wanting to make is trying to be confirmed by the universe. There's messages that have been trying to come in. Maybe you've been getting random spam emails with like headlines that like don't really mean a lot to most people, but something about it resonates with you. Maybe you're watching a television show or Netflix or Hulu, and the next film that comes on reminds you of something. Maybe you're scrolling on your phone and you thought you saw a particular word or a particular phrase or a particular person or picture, and you scrolled back to be like, did I just see what I thought I saw? And it turns out you didn't, but why did you think you saw it? The universe is trying to confirm something with you. Your feelings, your thoughts, your decision that you're about to make, the universe is trying to confirm, to be like, yes, realign yourself to the path that will make you truly happy. Not what is convenient, not what is financially sound. And I know that's going to trigger people, because sometimes, I'm just going to go ahead and say what my dad told me. And then it was a very particular time to be saying it because the state of the world and whatnot. But my dad told me, not all money is good money. He said some of the happiest people come home smelling to high hell. And I used to work in the medical field with animals. And I also used to work in the human medical field. And while the human medical field was very lucrative, I found more deep fulfillment working with animals. And I got paid way less. So that's what he meant. Not all money is good money. If it doesn't make you happy, if it doesn't make you fulfilled, then is it really where you want to be? So extrapolate that in any way that you want to. If this is about employment, find employment that makes you, that can support you, that also fulfills you. If it's a relationship, don't just be in a relationship because you don't want to be alone or because you need help paying rent. Be in a relationship because they make your heart sing, and because you feel deeply connected with them. If you want to be part of a collective, don't just be a part of a collective so that you belong. Be part of the collective that is in line with your artistic views or your political views or your environmental views. Okay, so let's get one more card. Oh, that came out quickly. So now we have 8 of Cups. This is about, is this going to glare? Oh, a little bit. There you go. I'll figure that out. So 8 of Cups, that's about walking away. So whatever decision that you're making, the universe is trying to confirm the decision that you're making using your intuition, that the pull that you've been feeling is trying to confirm, yes, that's what you should be doing. Well, whenever you move towards something, you also are leaving something behind. And I'm not really sure why I'm hearing this in my head. I'm hearing you can't reconcile the two. Take it as it resonates. If you are choosing something from an intuitive standpoint that you know you should have done a long time ago, that you've been holding on to making this decision because you're worried about the challenge energy that we were just talking about. And then we have the spirit, the cosmos, the universe, your higher self, your deity, your God, whatever you want to call it, has been trying to confirm that what you've been wanting to make a decision towards, what you want to move towards, confirming it and saying, yes, that is correct. And understand, in order to move towards something that you want, that deeply resonates with your soul, sometimes you have to leave other things behind. So take that as it resonates. And that's the reading for today. Thank you for stopping by, Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel. I apologize for the glare. I'll figure it out. But I think this is going to be my new setup. I know I've said that before, but my channel's young. We're just keeping it loosey-goosey over here, just having fun. I don't have a schedule, but I'm going to try and be a little bit more consistent because I've been called to try and do more readings more often. And so that is what I'm going to go for. Again, Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.